Pretty good.
I
feel vocally warm.
And welcome back to the 7th Star to the Right podcast. This is session 19. How are people doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's gonna be one of those days.
No, we're doing great.
Let's start off by trying to remember what happened last session. It's been a little bit of time.
It has been.
It has been.
It has been a little bit time.
I'm going to start with Kirsten. Kirsten, what do you remember from last session?
Why you gotta pick on me, Jeff?
Okay, I'm looking directly at you.
That's true.
The first one's the easiest one, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so basically we're doing a jailbreak. We had some conversations.
That was one right.
There you go.
One right.
Yeah,
Correct.
Now, step 2, we're going to put our phone on silent here because we forgot to do that.
Because we're nothing but professionals here.
Nothing but professionals, Jeffrey. Yeah, so jailbreak, we talked to bears. None of them were named Barry, which was very disappointing.
It'll happen.
I think I spent about half of the episode just disabling and then re-enabling those damned bikes. But we have them. It's important.
Yeah, so that was an important thing.
Yeah.
You guys hid the bikes away in a not so great part of town, and you were like, kind of want to make sure these definitely don't get moved. So you sabotaged them in a way that only Nona could sabotage them.
Well, probably somebody else could, but not a random person.
I think I had you effectively take a component that it can't run without.
Yeah.
And it would require someone with the skill and know-how to know how these things work in order to understand, like, this is the missing thing.
Steal that space spark plug.
Whoa. All right. David, what do you remember?
Oh, my God. I hate this.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. What do you remember?
You know, there was a bear godfather.
There was a bear godfather.
The paw father.
The paw father. Cyril Sharpclaws.
Cyril Sharpclaw. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
He exists in this universe.
He exists in this universe.
He's helping out with the jailbreak in some nebulous way.
We need to get in
he's
contact
on board.
with his guards that he's paying on the inside, I believe.
Yeah. So, fun.
Look at me remembering stuff.
Yeah. So effectively, you guys came and said, could we have some help? And he's like, all right, what's the plan? And you're like, we didn't really have a plan.
We're kind of hoping you
came up with a plan on the spot, but he effectively said, yes, I have people on the inside. You can use them. You'll have to pay me for them and also like have a favor as well. Once that part of the plan gets wrapped up, once you're inside, you're kind of on your own for trying to figure things out. Let me look at my list here and see if there's anything else important. You talked to Horace. Had a good long talk with Horace at the front door.
Oh, Horace.
Oh yeah.
And you met the one human in the Sharpclaw family, Tom Horn.
Tom Horn.
Tom Horn, lawyer.
Nice to meet you.
Tom Horn, lawyer.
Tom Horn, lawyer.
We also wrapped up the session with Zuri being given one of the I think integrity shots, such that they were no longer at the risk of dying from getting below zero again.
Drugs make everything better.
Drugs make some things better. And that's sort of where we left it. Effectively, Tom said, all right, Cyril agreed to these terms. I'll reach out to you with the amount of money and where to meet such and such. Get ready before then. And you guys were just sort of heading back to where you guys stashed the bikes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
were we heading back? I thought we made it there.
Maybe you made it there. That's why you gave the people integrity. I didn't specifically write down where you guys ended. So you're there.
Because I think I might have put the stuff back in the bike.
All right,
that might have been a different time.
You fixed the bikes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if I hadn't yet, I'm going to do that. Because this is all I do apparently now.
Disassemble bike.
And reassemble bike.
Bike go on, bike go off. Bike go on.
So just to remind the people that are with you right now, obviously Micah, Alex, and Nona are all there, but as well Claire's with you guys as well as Zuri. So go for it,
Cool.
guys. What's the next plan? Like, are you just waiting around until Tom gives you that call? Are you guys going to be trying to formulate what you're going to be doing
Some
after
type
you
of
get
plan?
inside?
Should maybe get a little bit of a better plan than what we showed up on Cyril's doorstep with. He's going to give us his contacts inside the prison, is what he said. Alex, I can't quite remember, but you had some kind of idea.
It's only been like 15 minutes.
But yeah, no,
it's
it's happened to
not
slip my
hard.
mind.
I think plan of action is we want to get in and out as quickly as possible. Obviously, Zuri is kind of the linchpin of this. The best way to do it. Actually, using the contacts is kind of a little bit of a toss up. I've been thinking in these last 15 minutes of what we could possibly do.
I think we need vehicle.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Some way to get them out. Zuri, how far can you jump? Metaphysically jump.
This far.
I obviously need to have seen the location before in order to get a good jump.
Yeah.
But 100 meters or so,
100
sometimes
meters.
a little bit farther.
Okay. Yeah, that gives us. Do we have maps? Any idea of what the prison looks like? Is there a good place 100 meters that we could store a bike? 100 meters away from a wall, something, or is it flat land?
Zuri speaks up and says, "So the police station itself is above ground. We know just from being in Breeze that it's more towards the point of the city. If you guys remember, stepping back real quick, Breeze is kind of on a plateau in between two large ravines carved by rivers, and these rivers meet at a point. So it's kind of almost like a giant triangle. And so effectively he's saying that near the point of that triangle where these two rivers meet is where the government centers tend to be. Police station, government buildings, courts, and all of that. And he continues, and they continue and say, it's pretty close to the ravine itself, but there's not a whole lot of entrances to Lower Breeze. So we're going to have to book it back here or go and leave Breeze for a short amount of time, because above ground, they're going to have eyes everywhere.
Yeah, so sounds like we need something probably bigger than our bikes for getting around if we want to get out of there quick.
Yeah.
Is it possible to use the ship?
All right.
That doesn't sound very feasible.
Speaking as well, not as a DM, but just as you'd be aware of this. World, cities tend to not like starships just flying around in open
100%.
airspace. So theoretically you could, but it would set off a lot of alarms.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more in the capacity of we're chilling in space yard, nothing's wrong. Breakout starts happening, take off, go, come, and then just fucking book it.
Like, again, theoretically you could do that, but they would definitely have a lock on you, at least in the immediate time, and would maybe perhaps be able to chase with any starships of their own.
So probably escaping into space is not a good plan.
Maybe like a vehicle that's easier to ditch, since they might see us get into it. Maybe we wouldn't want to use like our own spaceship. It's kind of, maybe not plan A.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. This might be a thing we can talk to Tom about, getting a multiple seater vehicle. Because in my head, discounting the get Zuri into the building and familiar, looking strictly at getaway, Zuri jumps with the 3 people. Right?
Yeah, I think there's still 3 there.
You have to do one at a time.
Yes, I'd have to do one at a time. Additionally, if I'm the only one going in, well, if I'm not the only one going in, I would obviously need to take extra jumps to get the person that I came in with out as well.
Yeah. We get whatever, the seater, 4-seater, however many of those we need. We have drivers set up, probably Nona on one of them. Takes the multiple seater vehicle to the entrance to Lower Breeze, maybe switch to bikes, something easier to navigate the tunnels with. And then hide out. Yeah, and that's the getaway in my head.
Okay, yeah.
That seems like a plan.
Yeah, it's decent. So yeah, we get a couple of us in, and I guess we're just gonna have to improv, support Zuri, and then we'll try and get out and do that.
Yeah, for part one of the plan of getting in and getting the people. I don't know anything about this contact. I don't know what they do or who they are or anything. I presume that the police station has some kind of cleaning crew. And if we could get some uniforms of that might be the quickest way into the cell. Cleaning inspection, or zip zap the people away from the cells, and hopefully nobody really notices until all three of them are gone.
Yeah, I mean, Cyril's got all kinds of people in his pocket that he could probably tap for this, but I guess Tom will let us know what exactly the game plan is or who we're going to talk to first.
So we want a map. We want a vehicle with multiple seats so we can get away and then ditch it. And we want uniforms. Maybe.
Yeah, that's one way to quickly do that without being too conspicuous, I feel. Walking around the police station.
Stealth.
Yeah, yes, very much. Very much that.
We're so
idea.
good at stealth, you guys.
And Zuri speaks up and they say, they do know my face. So going in incognito is a choice, but they might make us.
Well, Zoe, we're going to have to cut off your face.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh no. I don't like that. Please don't.
We'll just put it back later. Don't worry.
I'm
You
sorry.
just imagine the janitor knocking on the window, poking their head in, and saying, without no face, just saying, "Hey, I need to clean up in here," and just
Let me in, dude. I'm a fairy.
We could probably disguise you in some way, though.
Okay.
I can.
I'm just saying.
How fast can you grow a beard?
I can't.
Well,
Forgetting.
well, surgical mask. You're sick. Cough for me.
Oh no, now I'm sad.
Very convincing. Zoe. You know what? You have the part. You got it.
But then why wouldn't they just stay home if they were sick? Who goes to
Okay,
work?
well,
when-
we could have a very complicated conversation on gig economies and
Does Nona not know about this? Because
Jonah is not
it's
aware.
a kind of a pressing social
Gig
issue, actually. But anyways,
turns out. But because I mean, Zoe will has to go in, right? Yeah, there's no jumping out.
I think
Unless one of you guys is a teleporter and you're holding out on me.
We could put them
No
in the
comment.
cleaning cart.
If you close your eyes, I can go from one place to another really fast without you realizing. But no, that's the extent of it. Yeah. That's what I've got. And then for going in, besides Micah, likely you don't need to carry weapons on you in case things go south.
yeah, that's what I'm good at. God, if they recognize Zuri, though, the whole jig kind of blows up immediately. Maybe we can just get in without you. I mean, and you're also like still hurt. I know you're feeling a little bit better now after the drugs, but
There's some good drugs.
I'm glad
Drugs
to
solve
hear.
everything.
I'll have to try it sometime. But yeah, I'm just thinking, I don't know. It seems like there's just too much risk all around. I mean, how are you feeling?
I feel like I can do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're up to
it.
All right.
It's gonna be a little tough. I haven't jumped that many times in quick succession before, but I think I can do it.
All right. Okay. All right.
Maybe this could also be solved with drugs.
Go on.
Well, are there not any drugs out there that enhance one's psychic abilities?
Make an intelligence heal check for me, please.
Well, this is me asking the group.
Yeah, everyone
Can
can
I
make an
make a-
intelligence heal
Okay.
check.
Sure.
Okay.
I rolled 26
I'm
and
not
dropped
gonna
a
do
noise.
Wow, you're so skilled.
That's a 1. Oh, well. 6.
Aim also 6.
You said intelligence
Heal.
Heal is gonna be okay. 7. Oh yeah, go Nona.
Doing better than actually the doctor here.
I have
Or the
I have
field
other, I'm not a
medic,
doctor, first of all.
So Nona, you are aware of a drug by the name of brainwave that is very rare, but it effectively requires a pre-tech lab in order to manufacture. But it is in and around. You've heard it being used before, and effectively boosts the amount of effort a psychic can have. So it allows them to more generously use their effort in a given scene or day.
I'm going to share this information with the group because I'm a good person.
Well, that's interesting. Do you know where to get some? I don't think I've ever run into that.
Do you have a guy?
Sounds
You know,
a little.
It's never come up.
Yeah. Sounds like it might be hard to get a hold of.
We did just interact with a mafia boss.
Point. But that sounds like something that might require even more favors, which I'm not sure I'm comfortable with.
If you guys want to spend some time and try and search for this drug, we can make a charisma connects check or something like that to try and find some street brainwave to give to Zuri.
We're gonna shoot
like this.
street drugs
String of
into
words.
our almost dead NPC.
You know what? Sure.
Okay. Yeah. You guys.
Sure.
You formulated this.
Yeah.
Master plan.
Oh, wait.
I mean,
Mhm.
Zoe, can you do it without I don't want to like decide, oh yeah, we're going to pump you with drugs and then like not have your opinion on the matter.
Point. Sure.
I think I can do it. I've never done that many jumps in a row before. The most I've done in a row was 3 or 4 in like a given short period of time, and this is going to be at least
like 6 or 7.
1. Yeah.
so.
2 for each person.
What if we got it just... Oh, yeah, that's true. 2 for each but we also... That means like 12, doesn't it?
No, it's so the first person 1 out, 1 back. Second person out, back. Third person out, back.
And then how do
And
we
then
get out?
Micah.
Yeah.
1 more.
That's a lot.
7.
We're probably going to have to actually break them out some, unless this is like a wonder drug that I've never heard of that would let you do like double-digit numbers of jumps, Zuri.
Speaking as a DM, this break and this is something that
Yeah.
Nona would have been able to
For some very strange
effectively
reason.
give out. Well, you have this information in universe. It's 2 extra maximum effort per 1 hour, so it would get him up to that 6 number. That he's known they've done 3 or 4 before.
Okay. Maybe it's still
yeah.
Okay.
Although Nona does bring up the fact, as I'm reading through
Yes,
the description of this drug, that it is quite gnarly on system strain. After the effects subside, it's 4 system strain, which is, considering they already have some stims in their system and just from healing in general, that is an extra sort of strain.
That's a lot.
I wouldn't
system.
necessarily plan on doing that as your first go-to, but if you had it on hand and things went poorly, you could use it.
Yeah.
Better to have it and
It's-
not need it.
Yeah, that's a good backup plan. It's something constructive to do while we're still waiting to hear back.
It's true.
So could try and ask around a little bit on the street
Okay.
with what know-how I have of Breeze without trying to draw too much attention because people might know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pretty deep down at the moment because that's where Cyril sort of was stationed. So you guys were going deeper in order to visit him. So this would probably be the place where you could find more easily find some like street stuff. Who's going out and trying to find this? Is everyone going out and doing it? Is only a small group, a couple of people? Because I'm going to have them roll.
Right. Well, I'm definitely going because I know my way around this area better than
Zuri might also.
the foreigners.
It would be useful for them
Yeah.
to go out as well, since they are aware of the area as well.
Yeah, Zuri can help.
I'll probably hang back in the whatever base we've kind of set up.
Okay.
Hang out with Claire.
All right.
I mean, Nona would probably make the decision to go with because she's great at things unless someone stops her. So
That's fine.
All
I
right.
think, yeah.
No, are you going out on your by
Do you have
yourself,
psychic
or
enhancing drugs?
would you perhaps have psychic enhancing drugs?
Hello, officer.
if you're a cop, you need to tell me.
So are you splitting up from the two of them, Micah and Zuri?
Well,
or
it
are you
depends on
going
what
with
they
one of them?
do. If they're going together, but if they last time we did a searching for information, we split up and each did our own thing. So
Yeah,
I'm
so
anticipating.
Mechanically, how I'm going to say this is each group that is going out by themselves can each make a roll. And if Nona, you join someone, you can aid them.
Okay, sure. How about I come with an aid? How would I aid? With
All
this?
right.
Who are you aiding?
Please don't use this kind of language when you're trying to acquire the drugs. And you're like, "Oh, I am in need of aid." Like,
Yeah, I feel like maybe I don't want to leave Zuri by themselves. Yeah, all three of us can go out wandering, I guess.
Okay. Who has the best? It's not Zuri.
Yeah.
Charisma Connect check.
Yeah, I've got a flat 0 modifier on that.
All right. So you're Micah,
I
you're
have
gonna
a
roll. So
-2.
the three of you guys are going out and you're just poking around and saying, "Hey, you know where I can find any brain wave?"
11.
hey, got a blast.
11. All right. Roll to aid Nona and Zuri.
Wait, is that's just the normal check, and then if you succeed, you +1 to theirs, right?
Yeah.
7.
All right. Zuri rolled a 6. So
They're there too. They have like bottles of water that they can give
Moral
to Micah.
support, really.
so you guys are out
real good, friend.
30 minutes to a half 30 minutes to a half hour.
Approximately.
30
Somewhere in that
minutes to
area.
an hour. And you're asking around. You're fairly familiar with just the general layout of Breeze and where you might be able to find this sort of stuff. Asking around, it takes a little bit longer than other drugs because just of the nature of boosting psychic abilities it's not necessarily something that wants to be heavily advertised on Orisiame just due to the nature of like the Civil War and the anti-psychic just sort of general sentiment. So you have to look pretty hard. You find a bunch of people who are like, I can sell you Reverie Plus or this other thing, and you're like, no, I want Brainwave. But you're able to eventually find a pretty skittish looking guy. Looks like he might be taking some of his own medicine, his own. What is it?
Don't get high off your own supply.
There you go. He did not follow that very good piece of advice and is twitchy and says, yeah, I got some brainwave.
This man seems trustworthy.
Yeah.
I got you,
I got brainwave.
Oh God, it's
wanna-
gone.
Interact with him. Speak to him.
30 credits.
and he hands you like he has like a little stem that he's just holding up.
30 credits.
Dude, I can get this for 20 over there.
Haggling with the drug dealer.
Yeah, you're rugged. Yeah, give me what is this? A charisma talk check.
And then I could go to Big Lots right now.
8.
Damn.
So you when you say I could get this for 20, you're like waving like the money just right in front of
Yeah,
his
Jimmy around the
face.
corner offered it to me for 15. So honestly, 20 is a good deal.
And he says, fine. And he throws the stim at you and grabs the money and then goes around the corner.
Hooray.
So you have obtained a single dose of brainwave for 20 credits. Mark that off on your sheet.
Indeed.
We did it. We
Da, da, da,
obtained
da.
drugs.
Well, that was exciting.
It was exciting.
So
Have we heard from Tom yet?
Yeah, I was actually going to go back. So right now it's just Alex, you, and Claire hanging out by yourselves for probably close to like 45 minutes to an hour. Anything that you do, or you just sort of sitting in silence?
Yeah, I just kind of kick things around, and at some point after an indeterminate amount of silence, Alex just kind of goes, "So, exciting day, huh?"
Yeah.
You were talking about Cyril at some point earlier. Are you okay? Well, if you're uncomfortable with anything, you let us know, and we do the best we can. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. He doesn't seem like a good person. I know you guys told me not to dive into people's minds, but sometimes, like, especially with people that I'm untrustworthy of, I need to know. I don't know how to say it. He's a bad person. He does what he wants in order to obtain what he wants, and who he hurts or what he does in order to obtain that is doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, Claire, we'll work on the diving impulse, I guess. But let me tell you, if that's what you got out of it, I could have told you that, and I'm not a telepath. It's there's a certain class of businessmen that Cyril definitely falls under, and I agree with you. I don't want to do business with those people if I can help it, but
Sometimes you need help, and it doesn't matter who the help is coming from, I guess.
In an ideal world, it absolutely matters. Yes, it does. And if you are trying to be a good person, these things matter, and they should matter deeply. But everyone's still trying.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I don't want you to step away from this with the feeling that the lesson learned, more of the story, compromise your morals. Not always. Not always, not when you can.
Yeah, I know Micah, and Micah says these people are good people, and if working with someone like this, even just for a little bit, allows us to save some good people, I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad. I've noticed that you seem a little bit better than we were on the ship. You're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay for right now.
Good.
Good.
She just sort of looks down and kicks the dirt. All right. Have anything else you want to say in that scene?
No.
All right. So you guys have a little conversation about morality and working with people who are not so good. And
we're out buying drugs.
You're out buying drugs.
Yeah.
You're out buying drugs so you can break people out of jail.
God, we're such bad role models, you guys.
So you guys come back, and to almost everyone's surprise, you were able to find this, pretty rare drug, this psychic drug on the street. Don't know how that strung out. I don't even know what it. Something addict was able to obtain it, but you guys got it. It only lasts for an hour, so I'd say wait to apply it until right before the heist is supposed to start.
Brainwave applied directly to the brain.
Oh no. So at this point in time, you're really just waiting for the call from Tom, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So
Remind me, who has the contact information? How many phones do you have?
I think we only
Just
have
the one.
That's the
phone.
relevant question.
I think
Well,
we
you
only
at least
one
have
phone.
2, I think, because someone was able to text to someone else in the Rusty Lantern when Zuri was
Oh,
walking in.
right.
Oh yeah,
um,
we gotta say
Claire
Well-
and I think Nona have.
yeah, Claire has Alex's original one that he
Okay.
handed her
Yeah.
at some point. Yeah.
So I assume Alex.
I think, I was
and
trying to
Nona.
place a call back then, but I must have grabbed Nona's or something.
Yeah. I think that's what we
Yeah.
decided.
my phone's still broken
Yeah.
yeah.
for reasons.
For EMP,
T-Mobile.
We're
for
not
EMP
going back to
grenades being
that.
held in hand reasons.
Breeze Mobile. It's awful. Very very spotty service. Destroys your phone.
Look, I'm going to say, since it was your compad originally, Alex, I'm going to say you're the one who gets the ring, and you notice it is from a number that Tom said would be him.
Okay. We decided on the janitor thing.
Yeah, if we can
with
make it
everything?
work. Yeah.
Okay. I answer and I put it on speaker. I'd say, "Hi, hello. You're on speakerphone.
Hello, is this Micah's group?
Yeah.
We've reached out to our contacts. They shall meet you in out a couple blocks away from the station in order for a handover to happen. If you could please wire 7,500 credits into our account, 5,000 for them and their work, and 2,500 for greasing the wheels, so to speak, of this transaction. Additionally, Cyril would like to remind you that there is still a favor to be paid. He will be reaching out for that favor after the conclusion of this breakout attempt. I will send you coordinates to where you can meet. Officer, in my notes.
Officer
So
in my notes.
Got it.
It's a family name.
Officer Pastor and his partner, Officer Galavan. I assume this is all copacetic?
Yeah. No, not a problem.
Sorry, slightly out of character. How much money do we have, and how much money did he just ask for?
7,500 is what he asked for.
Yes.
And
Oh, okay.
You guys have, I think,
Yeah,
50,000 right now?
My brain was just like added way too many zeros onto the end
Someone
of
better
that.
be keeping track of that money. 'Cause I'm
I'm
not doing
keeping
it.
Track of it. It was more the question of like,
How many zeros are in 7,500?
yeah, basically, my
There are
brain is
2
fried
zeros.
today. Okay,
Oh.
that's good. Our
Not
money
the 3
pile
zeros.
has more zeros at the end of it,
Yeah.
so we are fine.
3 zeros would be bad.
So he
Right.
asked, is that all? Is that all well and good?
Yes, that's perfectly fine. We have some items we're going to need for the breakout. If we can talk to you about it or to the officers, we're looking for a pair of janitor uniforms, loosely fitting in whatever sizes. I don't know what sizes you two are, medium and small. And a getaway vehicle with 6 seats we're going to need.
7.
5 of us plus 3
We're bringing.
is 8. If
We need
Claire is
the
Claire.
3, Zuri, Micah, and then Nona, do you want to drive? Or Micah, will you be able to drive? No, you should be the dedicated
can
yeah,
driver.
you
Yeah.
can be our getaway
6
driver.
It's like my one thing.
Yes.
This would add an amount upon the already agreed upon. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
What kind of vehicle would you wish to have? Would you like to fly out, or would you like to drive?
I think a ground vehicle is probably
Yeah.
a good thing to stick with.
Yeah.
Very well. An additional 1,000 credits will be needed. The car will be returned to
it's
us,
a rental.
Naturally.
and we will make sure the uniforms are in the van itself.
Good.
Oh.
Is that it?
That's a total of 8,500 credits.
Yeah.
Excellent. You'll be meeting with the officers in an hour. Good day.
Bye.
And he hangs up.
Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
you guys
we
have some time now.
wire that.
So it was in a few hours?
Yeah, he would have given you
Go.
the bank account information. I assume you guys do that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not to mess with that. Yeah.
Are you going to try and hold out some money from the Sharpclaws?
I don't think so. No.
Wire over like a $5 hold.
All right.
We got it.
I am
All right, so you-
subtracting that from our group number.
All right, the 8,500.
Yep.
All right,
Hey, we've paid a crime boss.
Moving up in the world.
All right.
cool. So you guys have some extra time before everything you're tasked to meet with these officers, Pastor and Galavan. Is there anything else that you want to do in the meantime? Additionally, is there who's going to meet these officers? Is it just going to be Zuri and Micah? Is it going to be all of you guys?
Are we meeting them to get into the...
I think
police
we're
station?
meeting
Are
to
we
set
doing-
up the plan.
Yeah, to
doing
set
it
up the
now?
plan and probably set off soon thereafter is the intention. Keep in mind, you guys are a little bit on a time crunch.
Mhm.
You are aware, you're not aware specifically when the prisoners are going to be moved to Ostia, but you're aware that is going to be coming in the next half a day and a little bit less than that now because
Yeah.
you guys have already taken some time from when you gotten that information to like
Plan.
24 to
Hmm.
48 hours. So in the next like couple of hours to days is when these guys are going to be moved.
Yes.
I think we should all go speak to the crooked officers. Or to the site. I want to do some scouting. Maybe Zoe and Micah, you guys might want to be the ones to take point on this since you'll be doing the actual operation though.
Yep. Makes sense.
Works for me.
Don't forget, we want a map.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring it up.
Because this is going to be around the station.
Yeah, Tom effectively said that it is going to be a couple of blocks away from the station, such that like it's probably where they work, so they're going out a little bit out of the ways to work with you. And they did specifically say officers, so
Yeah.
obviously someone who has quite free roam of the station.
Right. Then if we're going to be in that area, Zoe, you might want to find the partly face covering or something. I don't know if there's anything else we wanted to try for face recognition.
Yeah, I should be able to ground up some mask somewhere. That should be a surgical mask.
Something like that, yeah.
And I do a little,
Occasionally, yes.
I have the black lung pop.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you guys, you're ready. Everything's set out. You just sort of.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to do it ASAP whenever the officers are where they're supposed to be.
Cool. So you guys spend your time maybe chatting some more, maybe throwing that bouncy red ball against the wall, against the ground, then against the wall, and then you catch it and just, passing the time,
Limber up a little bit. Yeah.
getting ready.
More space yoga.
Yo, more space yoga.
Yes.
And you guys start heading above ground. And remember, you were below ground. You
You
were
were,
in
yeah.
these tunnels. Originally, you couldn't really ride the hover bikes. Yes,
Are we bringing Claire?
it sounded like you were
That-
bringing everyone.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I just.
Yeah. No, she'll be useful
Okay.
here. It's good for her to get a little field experience, and also we don't want to leave her by herself. So
Cool.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you guys start walking out, and then the tunnels widen up enough that you're actually able to drive them. You have 5 people, but you could probably illegally like shimmy on have an extra person on one of them. It's a little bit harder to drive, so Nona would probably be the one taking that. And you guys start making your way up into the coordinates that Tom gave you. Tunnel's growing bigger and bigger. Eventually, the electrical light is replaced with actual sunlight. It's actually getting closer and closer to be evening. The sun seems to be going down, and you can smell that fresh air. It's not this dank, musky smell anymore. You get this breeze of fresh air, and you guys are above in the city of Breeze. You make your way to the location. And it's a fairly nondescript location. There's a couple of like storefronts that seem to be either boarded up or something like that. Not a super nice part of Breeze. A little bit closer to the ravine than the central heart of the city. And you see a police car just parked on one of these corners. Not many people sort of up around and about, but you do see two gentlemen sitting in the car itself. What do you guys do?
Gonna walk over, knock on the window.
Okay.
The evening officers.
So in the driver's seat, you see a tall blonde man with a thick mustache, and he seems to hold himself with a wealth of confidence. He rolls down the window, and you can also see into the passenger side. not
Hand
actually
crank. Like a
rolls
hand
down the
crank
window.
There's no way to do that cool.
Those are long dead. It only actually machine powered windows now. And off to his side in the passenger seat, there's a shorter, stockier man with tan skin and black hair who seems to be constantly just sort of looking around at his surroundings, a lot less confident than his peer. And the man speaks up and he says, "Would you happen to be Micah?"
Yes, I would. Officers Pastor and Gallivant, I presume.
And the short one pipes up and says, "It's Gallivant." Not Gallivant, Gallivan.
Galvan.
Gallivan.
I apologize.
Sounds like he gets it all the time.
He sort of gives you just this weird side look and keeps looking forward.
Why'd he correct the name if he's so jumpy? What a fool.
What a
I
fool!
guess he's very sensitive about it. I understand.
And Officer Pasteur. Dr. Officer Pasteur.
He's accomplished a lot in this life. Okay.
Call me Dofficer.
He gestures to across the way to a parking lot that seems mostly empty, aside from one streetcar. So there are a bunch of different types of cars that can be driven in and around Breeze and Orisiame as a whole. You've got the grav cars, which tend to be a lot nicer, handle a lot better, more fuel efficient, all that. And then you got like the street cars, like the things that are just out and about in our modern day world. That's got wheels and everything. So it'll get the job done, but it's not the nicest thing. Definitely doesn't handle as well as a grav cycle. And he says, "That's the vehicle that you guys will be using. How do you guys want to get in?"
Well, do you have the uniforms that we discussed?
They're in the van.
All right. Yeah. So I think the plan is we're looking for kind of a side staff entrance wherever the janitors would come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need a little bit of a layout of the station to do what we're trying to do in there.
Yeah. So he takes out like a napkin and a pen and starts drawing on it. And he says, "From the sounds of it, your friends are being held on the top level, which is used mainly for high level crimes."
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. And he starts sketching things out, and I'll show you guys what we have here, rather than having to describe it, and have you guys describe it for me. This is the level that they'll be on. There's a lobby and just sort of general office space. In all likelihood, they'll be in the holding cells or the med bay. How familiar are you with police tactics and handling psychics?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've been arrested in Breeze. Does that track with your understanding?
That tracks with my understanding.
Okay.
I would hope you know that.
You know what? Sometimes these things are such a blur. I don't think I've been arrested.
No,
so I've definitely not been inside of here before. I don't think that I've dealt with cops directly, but Zuri, having been around a little longer than me and also having been in this prison before, might have a slightly better idea.
Are all of you around the cop car right now hanging out, or is Micah the only one talking?
Alex would have hung back if there's like a little cafe or something. That's where he would kind of like take a seat and try to get an idea of the streets and the police station.
Okay.
I'd probably be checking out the car.
Yeah, and probably I would recommend for Zuri not to be seen super close to the cops also.
Fair. So
And same with Claire.
Yeah.
But his disguise is perfect.
So Claire would probably be hanging out with you at the cafe, and Zuri may have followed you, Nona, to check out the car. So when
So,
you
just
got
me then.
you're talking, and Officer Pastor speaks up and says, "Your friends have probably been given Hush. Are you familiar with Hush?
Okay. Am I familiar with Hush?
Make an heel check, please."
Am I familiar with Hush?
It's
No,
your
no.
it's your
Drug
favorite,
lord.
It's your
9.
favorite Buffy episode.
9.
It's true. It is.
So, Hush is an extremely heavy neurotranquilizer. Hush leaves the subject awake and responsive to simple, untaxing commands. They cannot fight or communicate while affected by Hush, but will walk, eat, sit, and perform simple actions as directed by the last person to speak with them. This lasts between 1 to 4 hours, depending on the skill of the applicator.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked up.
Effectively, because they don't want to deal with dampening the psychic abilities, they have them in a zombie-like state, effectively.
Yeah.
You're aware that Hush can only be applied if unwilling, if the user is restrained in some way, because quick jolts of adrenaline will affect it taking hold. Effectively, it can't be used in combat.
Okay.
And additionally, the people under Hush won't be able to remember anything that happened to them while under the effects of Hush.
Okay. Yeah. No, that I guess is predictable for them being where they are. Okay. Great. So we've got this kind of map sketched out on the napkin here. We've got some ideas of where they might be.
There'll be a back entrance. We can let you guys in. We'll be able to walk through through. We don't have credentials for you guys, but we can buzz you in and let you in.
We're door surfing.
Effectively, yeah. And we can get you in, but just so you're aware, once you're in, that's where we hand you off. And if something comes up, we need to protect our jobs, and I hope you understand that.
Yep. That's part of the deal. We got it.
Try to miss.
Please don't really try to hit us. Just like fake look like you're trying to hit us.
Also, since drugs always solve everything, are we aware of any things that would counteract the effects of Hush? Potentially a shout or something?
I am not super familiar with all of the different types of drugs that there are in Stars Without Number system. I would say probably a shot of definitely a pre-tech that is more of an upper, something like a wide awake serum. I don't know if that's pre-tech, actually. That might just be a normal thing. But effectively something that's very powerful upper might be able to break them out of that. But you're not a doctor. You're not super familiar with exactly how they would interact with one another, and if they would actually cancel out, because sometimes a downer and upper just become both of those at the same time. Things get weird.
I'm imagining like NyQuil plus 5-hour energy is like,
oh yeah,
All right, cool.
So yeah,
okay, all right, yeah, sounds like a plan. I'll call the rest of our group over and we can get this started then.
one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
You might have some friends on the inside. I'm not going to be able to say who's who or what's what. They might be able to help out, but for the most part, assume you don't have any help. Assume anyone that once we hand off is going to be hostile in some way. And if there are any silent operatives there, none of them are on the payroll. They have it out for you psychics.
Yeah, I'm aware of that part. Gotcha.
All right. You guys get dressed and we're bringing in 2 of you.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So Nona's on car. Alex is running support emotionally.
Cool. Alex is
Great.
I need
Yes. So 2 of us are going in.
Yeah.
All right. We'll head out in 10 minutes or so. Get yourselves ready and we'll be on our way.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll walk back from the car and regroup with the others.
All right.
And point them toward the car we're taking.
Okay. So I'll be away I'll try to stay in visual sight of the car. If you can poke your head out and you look damaged, I can heal you from within 100 meters.
That's awesome.
So that'll be there. Did you talk about Hush?
Yeah, I'll mention that they are very possibly going to be drugged when we get them out.
Okay. I think I can do something about that as well. After Claire's disposition, or that other word that I don't immediately know, but the part where she was in a hospital bed for a while. I've been playing around with my biosonic techniques, and I can cancel poisons, some diseases. I can do that from a distance as well. So if things get hasty, we need maybe a couple extra hands. I might be able to do that. Yeah.
Damn. All right. Yeah. Awesome, Alex. Claire, maybe trying to keep an ear out while you guys are here. I don't know if can you do like an ambient telepath, like see if anyone suspicious is coming up on you guys, kind of thing.
I can focus on one person at a time. I can't generally just listen to all thoughts. It's very distracting, but I can, if I notice anyone is paying too much attention to us, I can make sure to see what they're actually thinking.
All right. Awesome. Great.
Before we get too far away, we should find what's the nearest entrance to the tunnels. We'll set up the bikes there and
Planning a getaway
switch
route.
over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the closest location to the tunnels would probably be several blocks away, probably like a 5-10 minute drive.
That's
not that bad, but it's some time that you guys are going to be above ground. Where are you hiding these bikes? Is someone going to be with them?
Yeah, I think Claire and Alex, because we're not going to be directly there.
That was my thought as well. I don't know about
Watch
how
the
like
bikes.
piloting skills necessarily work, but I would hope you would be able to like slowly drive one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when it comes to just within this system, if someone should have the ability to drive, so every one of you guys would have some ability. You would know how to drive. Maybe not specifically a motorcycle, but it's not much different. But where the pilot skill would come into is if you were trying to do something very specific or difficult, like losing a tail or making a quick turn without skidding out or something like that. Like
Nona's gonna Tokyo drift it.
But just standardly driving, even if you don't have the pilot skill, Micah and Alex, I don't know if you're due, but you should be able to do that just fine. Just driving like,
me either.
like a normal citizen that wouldn't bring up any attention.
Cool.
Great.
We're expecting some baby driver stuff out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we'll set up the bikes a little bit into the entrance to the tunnels. Claire and I will keep an eye on that, because the van won't get very deep into where we're probably going to want to go. If we have time to switch a couple people over to the bikes and split up, that might be ideal. A couple more people on the van, and we'll meet up again. Do we want the base?
Let's go back to the same place that we scoped out before. I don't think anyone's gonna claim that.
That is quite far down, and a van wouldn't fit down there.
Right.
Yeah. My thought would be, given that we're doing the vehicle switch anyway, like I would drop people off. They would take the bikes and go into the tunnels, and then I would maybe either by myself or with one other person take the car and go try to lose the cops. And then ditch the car.
Yeah, assuming that they're following you directly. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm just picturing a very
we'll see how it goes, but yeah, that's
very noisy getaway, I guess.
Yeah.
So just before we get into the, I could actually do this in character. Zuri speaks up, and they say, "Just so we're clear, who's getting on the bikes and who's staying in the car? We can only have 4 people on the bikes, and 3 of the people that we're trying to escape will probably not be able to drive. Is someone going to be left behind in the car to get away with you, Nona?"
I think
I would
Once-
prefer a conscious person, please.
Do you have a good driver in the police station?
Let me check. Isis could probably handle herself pretty well. Not sure about Kainan or Freya.
Okay. So if we can get Isis to me so that I can wake her up, get Hush out of her system, hopefully get her driving. That's Micah. You should probably be on the other one. Zoe, if you have another jump in you can get away and meet up with us later.
Yeah, I can try that.
So that's 4 people on the bikes, which will be Nona, do you want somebody else in the car with you?
Could be useful in case there's shooting.
Okay. Yeah, I can. This is getting a little bit into the realm of hypotheticals here, but I can plan to stick with Nona if it's seeming dangerous, especially, and they're shooting and whatnot.
Does that logically make sense?
All right, just to
Summarize.
we've been planning a little bit here,
Yeah.
so just to summarize, Alex has the ability to clear Hush from Isis's system, so she would be able to drive one of the hover bikes. Who would be driving the other hover bike?
Ideally, I'd want Micah on it. If it comes down to it and like there's a lot of heat, this all goes out the window anyway. Like there's not gonna be time to do a switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I realize I'm kind of our backup driver, but also
Yeah.
if stuff is
Alex
going
will
that
drive.
bad, I kind of I
All right,
need to
so,
be doing
yeah.
other things.
That's fine. Yeah, I can move the wheels go round and round.
All right, and
I
the
don't
other
think they have wheels.
the other
No.
the other drugged folks will be the +1 on either of the hover cycles.
On the hover cycles.
Zuri will be just hopefully teleporting away
If
and
not,
meeting
can
up
come with
at
us
some
on our.
you guys would
Yeah.
have tried to figure out like a location you guys could all meet back at.
Yeah.
Yeah, the base.
And that leaves Alex and Claire in the van with Nona.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I would have Alex would want Zuri to bamf away with Claire. Somewhere
Okay,
safe.
so Zuri is going to go away with Claire, which leaves Alex and Nona in the car, in the van still.
Yes.
We're gonna go on a road trip. Oh yeah.
All right. So it sounds like you guys have a plan. You get Zuri and Micah in as janitors. You do some improvisation to get Zuri and Micah alone with prisoners such that he can teleport out into the van with each of them at one at a time. And then you guys drive. Hopefully there are no alarms set, so it's just a clean getaway, and then you guys split up from there based on the people that we said going which way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That all makes sense?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, team.
For sure. Did somebody take notes?
I feel like I need
does
to
somebody know
have.
what's going on?
I feel like I need to have like a riff going in the background, like do 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 do.
During the plan was like, okay, so you're gonna be driving.
Exactly.
And then I
like,
will
pictures flash up of them all doing the different things.
Yeah.
but with
How?
the worst like
Zero.
voiceover. All the wheels on the bike.
All right.
Okay,
So
great. That's a plan.
I guess that means if Alex and Claire are the ones taking the bikes back to that entrance, that Claire is going to be driving that a second bike.
Nope.
I mean, we can like walk with them. We don't have to be on them.
That's
yeah.
fair. So you guys are heading off to be that split off point. Nona, you are taking spot right outside the station, parking in a completely legal manner so as not to draw attention to yourself.
Darn straight.
And that leaves Zuri and Micah to get into the back of the cop car, and they're going to Officer Pastor and Galavan are going to take you around the back and let you in.
Cool.
All right, let's do it.
I'm excited, guys.
So
Our second crime as a team.
So the drive is fairly uneventful. There's no more sort of talking happening between the officers and you guys unless you want to bring anything up. Can you roll a charisma notice check for me, Micah?
Okay. 7.
So you don't notice this.
Okay.
And we move on. Everything's fine.
But there was a but there. Zuri also was rolling, and they give you a little elbow and whisper over. I don't think Luis Gustav. Oh, shh. Galavan, not Gustavavan.
Oh my God, just please everybody keep getting his name wrong. Let's make this a thing.
I think Officer Galavan doesn't like us.
Well, it doesn't matter if he likes us. We gave him money, and he doesn't want to double cross Cyril. Do you think that he's going to turn us in or something?
No, I don't know. He keeps looking at me weird.
Yeah, seems like kind of a twitchy fucker. I don't know.
Guys, we're going to have to kill Galvant.
Man, Uber pools are weird.
And he turns around and says, "It's Galavan!" to the ghost Nona that's in the car.
Sorry.
So you guys,
We'll
you get
keep an eye
into the employee parking lot, and they let you out. And Officer Pasteur gets out and points you to an elevator and says, "There, you can take that up to one of the bottom floors. There should be a janitor store if you want to go in there and get some supplies to look like you're actually doing janitor things."
A janitor store. Welcome.
Storeroom,
To
sorry.
the janitor store.
Come right in.
Welcome to the janitor store. Can I get you a mop? Perhaps.
Pick out your favorite janitor. Do you want a cool one?
Oh my God.
Perhaps
Okay.
some bleach might be nice.
We'll sample their wares once we get up this elevator.
And as Officer Galvan does not speak up, but you guys do hear him say "damn Sykes" as you guys leave the car to walk away.
Racist.
I never liked cops
It
anyway.
really is. Hey, Officer Pasteur seems to be all right.
He seems to be working with us.
Yeah, he's literally.
That's all this.
Anyway,
is.
so you guys are walking through the garage to that first freight elevator. Can I have you roll a you're gonna have, this is not gonna be a difficult roll, but this is just sort of to show how well you are blending in with everything that you should be blending in with.
Okay.
Can
Acting
you roll?
casual.
Yeah, a charisma sneak check.
Whoa. Okay.
Zuri is completely fine.
4.
Okay. Micah is not acting normal. Zuri is completely cool. Zuri also has the surgical mask that they were able to scrounge up, so people don't really see their face at all. But Micah, you're acting a little funky as you get into the door.
A little nervous.
Yeah, it's a standard exit. You walk by some other people. It seems like some lawyers, maybe some criminals or something like that. No police officers directly looking at you saying, "Who are you?" or "Why are you here?" So just maybe some people giving you that a weird side eye. Just maybe I should try not doing what I'm doing anymore and do something different.
Sup.
So first decision. Do you guys want to pick up some supplies to look like you are janitors?
So yeah, we already have the uniforms that we arranged for, but
Yep.
yeah.
And you
so-
got oh, actually the officers are coming in with you. What am I talking about? Because they need to buzz you in. You have IDs but don't actually have access anywhere. It's a plaque with your face on it.
Yeah.
Somebody just drew a smiley face on a piece of paper and taped it to their
It
chest.
says
With a
Micah.
crayon.
Yeah, on Zuri's, they're also
Backwards
wearing the
H.
mask, I'm sure. No. Anyway. Yeah, okay. So let's stop by the janitorial supply closet, get some buckets.
How many
Right.
times has Zuri coughed?
At least once.
Nice.
All right.
Good.
That's
Nailing
why
it.
It's
Nailing it,
all
Zuri.
coming together.
they passed the stealth check.
So you go into the storeroom, you get one of those like push carts that has all of the just like the rags and all of the different cleaning materials as well on it. And while you guys are getting set up there, the officers are by the elevator, just sort of hanging out, trying to be as casual as possible. You were alone in the room, and then someone walks in, another janitor. You look on their name tag, and it is someone by the name of, why did I do this to myself?
Also a family
It's just
name.
a family, man, you know? Space names got weird.
Yeah.
Victor Knox on his
Victor.
shirt, and he looks at you guys and says,
You're not janitors.
you guys new here?
Yeah, just starting out today, actually. How you doing?
Oh, you know, same old. Been working here for 5 or so years. You know,
nice.
it's all right. What's your name?
My name is
Micah.
is Micah on my ID badge? Or is there a name on my ID badge?
So
Holy
the
shit.
IDs aren't actually of you guys. It is people who look vaguely like you.
Awesome.
So you probably would have looked at it beforehand, so you
Yeah.
don't have to look down and say,
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my name is Cammy.
Cammy, and Zuri says, I'm Tyrone.
Tyrone, that's not an anagram.
And Victor says, oh, all right, cool. You guys just start like this week or something. I haven't seen you around
I
before.
hate this guy.
Just
We're gonna have to
Get
kill
outta here.
Victor.
quick, kill him.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Good.
listen, man, great meeting you, but you know, I'm a little nervous. You know, we just started out. Don't want to like mess up on our shift and stuff. So I think we should probably get going. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Welcome to the team, I guess.
Oh.
Don't
Thanks,
break
Vic.
out any prisoners.
Don't go breaking out any prisoners. He snaps away.
Cool. Clap him on the shoulder, like, yeah, sure thing, man.
And so you guys are all set up, and you take the cart and meet up with the officers who don't really acknowledge the fact that they were waiting for you, but just step into the elevator and you guys get on with them. You're alone in the elevator. You guys are heading directly to the floor in which that I just showed you. I can give it a quick description. I don't think I did it justice before. But you come out into a lobby immediately as you leave the elevators, and off to the side that takes you into some office spaces, which is kind of the nexus for every other part of the rest of this floor. These offices, you would have been explained to, are like officers and detectives and stuff like that, working cases, interrogating prisoners or writing people up and stuff like that. So it would be quite a busy floor that you look at. There's off to the side a couple of meeting rooms and interrogation stuff. And then there's a secondary door with a secondary sort of lobby system where someone else would be sitting behind, which is effectively watching both the holding cells and the medical bay, which would be used for applying the hush that you were told about. So obviously your ultimate goal is to get within either the holding cells, if they're in the holding cells, or within the med bay itself, if that's where they are.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yep. You guys going up and get the little ding, and the elevator doors open, and you see you are on the floor. There's a secretary there who exchanges some nice pleasantries with Officer Pastor as they sort of start walking through, and you guys just sort of follow in behind them. She doesn't really pay you any mind, but can you give me another charisma sneak check?
Oh boy. 5.
It's better than last time.
Technically true.
So as you're going to move through the door, the secretary looks up and says, I don't think we've met before.
Oh, hi. Yeah, just started. Name's Cammy. Nice to meet you.
I'm Charlene. And she gives you a little
Hi, Charlene.
Are you two going to be cleaning right now?
That's the plan. Yep.
Where are you guys going to start? I can maybe give the officers a little bit of a heads up.
Oh, yeah, I think we were going to get started around the holding cells, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what they told us when they gave us our schedule for the day. So,
All right. Well, I'll have to talk to the officer that's working the front desk at there.
Gotcha.
Make sure you can get all in there. You just sometimes need to take the prisoners out, and I wasn't aware that the cleaning was going to be happening right around now.
yeah, that's just what they told me, Charlene. But yeah.
All right. All right.
So
Well,
let's get that sorted then.
well, it was
Sounds
nice
good.
to meet you, Cammy,
Cammy, yes, great to meet you.
and nice to meet you as well, Tyrone.
What?
Tyrone.
How did you know?
Suspicious.
She can read their name tag. And Zuri just gives her a terse nod because they are doing much better at this sneaking thing than you are, Micah.
Am I talking too much? I feel like I'm talking.
I feel like I'm talking too
What
much.
do I do with my hands?
And
I
so-
don't feel like I'm really embodying Cammy.
Got to get into character.
Charlene holds the door open for you guys, and she moves ahead, and you walk into the space, which is what I described. You just see a wide assortment of people. There are a bunch of officers you see at their desks in varying sorts of like disheveled. Some of them are very prim and proper. Maybe they just got in for the day, and some of them seem like they've been here for hours and have people that they're booking next to them, and they're talking about like, what's your name and stuff like that. No one seems to immediately pay you any particular mind as you walk through this very busy space. It's not like it's very quiet or anything, so it's very easy to just scoot on through. Charlene goes to this door that is at the back of this open area and knocks on the door, and she gets buzzed in, and you can see her talking with an officer that is sitting behind the desk. The two officers that led you in, Officer Pasteur and Gallivan, one of them went off to just give it looked like in the same direction as Charlene, to chat up the officer that is sitting behind the desk there. And Gallivan seems done with this whole situation, has gone to sit over what you would assume to be his desk somewhere else. I assume you guys just keep moving on forward.
We're gonna keep moving forward. So there are kind of like doors that we're going through that we got like buzzed through to get to where we
Yes,
are.
so
It's
you
not
just-
just an open space.
No, so there was a buzz through the lobby, which you got buzzed through by Charlene held the door open for you, but you were buzzed in by the officers themselves.
Yep.
And the buzzing in system also is there for the holding cell itself. So you effectively went lobby, wide open space that has some offshoots for like meeting rooms and stuff like that, as well as the holding cells. And the holding cells as well has another set, you would assume more restrictive access that you need to get buzzed in for. But the doors are currently open. And Charlene is just talking to Charlene and Florian Pastors are talking to the person behind the desk.
Okay, yeah. So let's keep going in and start wielding my mop.
All right. So you guys just move through this location. No one pays you too much mind. You get to within earshot of Charlene, the person behind the desk, and Florian. And Charlene says like, yeah, I don't know why they're doing it now, but that's what I was just told. So yeah, just be ready. And the guy's sort of looking over at Florian, and you notice like there's just this terse nod that happens, and almost like a sign of like acknowledgement from the guy behind the desk. And Charlene walks by you guys and says, well, you're all set. Nice to meet you. Hope to see you around and all of that.
Thanks, Charlene. It's been an absolute treasure of a time getting to meet you.
Oh, you. And then she goes back to where she was in the lobby. Florian, Officer Pasteur, is done talking. He looks at you guys and gives you the little head nod towards the holding cells and walks over back to where Officer Gallivan sat down. And you guys walk towards the open doors where you see the man that was sitting behind the desk. And he speaks up to you guys and says, cleaning the holding cells?
Yes, sir.
All right. And just gives you like a terse nod and almost like a knowing like look,
Wink.
and lets you wink, wink. And you guys are in this hallway. So there's no one else in this hallway other than that desk and that man behind it. You have the holding cells right in front of you, and then you also have the med bay that is a door down, effectively.
All right.
Where would you guys like to check first?
So there's not a clear line of sight to the desk space and stuff, or is there?
Only through the doors that are open. So once you sort of turn the corner into that hallway, no one can really see in.
All right. Just the one guy that we just talked to would be able to see potentially?
Yep.
Or okay. All right. Okay. Well, we made it in, so that's good so far. Let's look in the holding cells themselves.
Okay. You do a quick look through the holding cells. Can you do a charisma sneak check for me, please?
Come on, Micah.
Zuri's completely fine.
Got a 7.
All right.
I'm doing better and better.
So you guys, knowing each other and just sort of how you work, you've done this sort of, maybe not undercover stuff before, but you understand how Zuri works. And it feels nice to get back into just the swing of things, you understanding what they need and what them understanding like what you need. And you guys split off on either side of the cells and just start, doing the little mop. And you're not looking like you're cleaning, but not actually like really cleaning. And you feel pretty well. And Zuri's scrubbing. And you look into these holding cells and you see a bunch of different types of people in various sort of states. Some of them are sleeping on the beds in the holding cells. Some of them are completely and utterly disheveled, just sort of sitting on the edge, like reading like a book or a pamphlet and stuff like that. And you're looking through these, and as you get farther and farther down the hall, you don't see any of Freya, Kainan, or Isis. I had to look down for that last one. You don't see them anywhere. You see some empty cells that maybe they were once held in, but they're not currently in the holding area.
Shit. Okay. Circle back to Zuri and say, you think maybe they still have them in the med bay? You see it? Did you see them around anywhere? I didn't.
I was looking in all of the areas, but I couldn't see them. Maybe they were holding them in the med bay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's try and check that out.
Okay.
Be discreet.
Should we pretend to be in here a little bit longer so we're cleaning, or
maybe for like 1 more minute?
Okay. And you guys,
Zuri, you're too deep. You're too deep in your cover. Gotta get out of there.
All I know is the mop now. My way is the mop. And you guys spend a little bit more time in there to make it not seem like you were just going in and out. And you come out, and it's the same guy working the desk. He looks over at you guys coming out and goes back to whatever he was doing. And you guys are free to continue going. So I assume you want to go to the medical bay now.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
So you walk down the hallway a little bit more, and the doors that you open are they swing both ways.
Nice.
As like crash doors tend to do.
Nice.
It's very clean in there. Are you just going to go in? Or are you going to try and snoop and sneak a peek in there real quick to see what's up first?
Yeah, if we can do that, just kind of, sneak a look through the doors when someone else is walking in.
Do you want to do that, or do you want Zuri to do that?
I'll do that.
All right. Can you roll a dexterity sneak check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm making you roll a lot
I
here.
love sneaking. No, I don't. I lied, but I got an 8.
Okay. So you feel like you pretty surreptitiously just open the door just slightly and peek quickly in there. You see it's a very clean room, very brightly lit, very clean. You see a couple of figures. You see Kainan, Freya, and Isis. They are strapped to what appears to be almost beds, but the beds are leaned up at an angle almost. And you can tell they're all in various states of awake, but they don't recognize you or anything. You actually meet eyes with Kainan, and I can actually describe them real quick because this is the first time we were seeing these characters. Whoa. So for Isis, you see a tall woman with a muscular athletic build. She has straight black hair that sits in a chin-length bob that frames her soft and kind face. They are not underneath covers. They're actually strapped on top of these beds. So you can also see that the fact that her left arm just up to her elbow is a shiny chrome-plated prosthesis. Kainan is a completely bald, black-skinned man with this fierce look in his amber eyes, even in this state. He just has that piercing look, even while he seems to be a little bit out of it. And you also notice he's wearing this pretty tight-fitting t-shirt that exposes parts of his arms and neck, and you notice like those myriads of scars that you've seen him when he obtained as a prisoner of war at one point in time. And then you see Freya, who is a pale woman with sharp features. Her bleach blonde hair sits in a braid over her left shoulder, and the deep blue accents that she has on her outfit seem to suggest that she's aware of the meaning behind her name and decided just to leap right on into it. So those are your friends. They're there. They're in various states of consciousness. But as you take a look around, next to Freya, there is a small woman, a petite ash yellow skinned woman with shoulder long, not shoulder long. What are you doing,
Shoulder
Jeff?
length.
Shoulder length hair. That's it. Yeah. And she appears to be wearing scrubs underneath a white coat and appears to be administering something to Freya as you guys peek in. What do you want to do?
All right, I'll turn to Zuri and say, like, yeah, they're definitely in there. That's them.
Okay, cool. Let's go in then.
Yeah. Well, I just saw the one person in there.
Yeah, it was just the
There-
one person.
there-
You
there's
got a
someone in there
good
with them.
look. It is just those 4 people in there right now.
Okay. All
Time
right.
for some
There-
casual murder.
there's just one person in there with them. I bet we could take her, but we can't cause a scene because that would be bad. Probably because there are a lot of cops here.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. All right. I'm going to look around for any like loose objects.
Okay.
Are there like medical implements that I saw in the room? Or I mean, I guess I have stuff in my cart also, but like, what did I see anything just lying around in the room?
Yeah, there are various instruments that are just sort of flying around of varying sizes. If there's anything in particular that you're looking for, like of a specific weight or length or something, you'd have to be a little bit more specific.
Are there any
exactly what you're looking
syringes?
Yeah. So next to all of these beds that are lined up, there it appears to be almost like a fridge of something or of some kind. It doesn't have food in it, sadly. It just has a bunch of syringes that appear to be being kept in there to keep in a stable condition. You see multiple racks of this stuff of different types. You're not super familiar like what would constitute what, but you do see the thing that she seems to be applying to Freya in this moment is from the top rung of syringes.
Okay. She's like focusing on administering the thing right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try and pick out one of those syringes that you say is on the top shelf, one of the ones that she's using, and I'd like to take control of it with my telekinetic manipulation.
Okay, I think you can just do that.
I can just do that.
That's so cool. I forgot about that.
So you're here at this door peering in, and you just lift up. You see one of these syringes start to lift up out of its holder, and you have control of it and wherever it wants to go.
Okay. And I'm going to try and sneakily jab her with it.
Okay, she seems to be very focused on what she's doing right now. Appears to be very like she wants to make sure that she's administering it right so that they could get the max amount of time, you'd assume. And she's not paying attention. She doesn't see this out of the peripheral vision. So you just slowly levitate this syringe, and it's nearby. Where do you want to stick her with it?
Where is she sticking Freya with it?
Okay, so she seems to be sticking it directly into Freya's arm, not through any clothes or anything like that, but she is wearing a full length. She's wearing scrubs and what appears to be a white coat over it. Will you Are you going to be just trying to stab through
Okay.
that? Or are you going to try and find...
Is her neck exposed?
Her neck is exposed.
I'm going to shoot for the back or side of her neck then.
Okay. Can I... What do you use for your telekinesis?
Constitution.
Can you give me a Constitution sneak check, please?
Okay.
Constitution.
Actually, give me a Constitution heal check. That's what I need. I lied. Sorry.
Okay. 11.
Nice.
Okay. So you're able to deftly rotate the syringe and place it up against her neck, and she goes to turn to see what has touched her, but before she's really able to do anything with it, you're able to depress the back of it, and it seems to go into her neck, and she just sort of stands there, unreacting, and this syringe falls to the floor.
All right. I'm going to get a little fist pump for successful stabbage.
Successful stabbage.
All right. And I'll motion to Zuri, and we'll go into the med bay.
All right. So you guys, you head into the med bay. Now all of the people in this room, including the unstrapped doctor, appear to be in just sort of this very suggestive state where they're just existing for the moment. They're not doing anything. You don't really even see like any cogs spinning behind their eyes. They just appear to be in existing, and that's it. So what do you guys are both inside this? Do you want to try and what do you want to do? Are you going to start like unfastening them? Are you trying to block the door? Like, what's the plan here?
Yeah. So, well, the bare bones of the plan was that Zuri was going to take them out. How far is 100 meters? Or like, what was the plan that they'd be able to make it like to the street with with one
you
of Zuri's
guys,
jumps? Okay.
You guys are within his range.
Yeah.
So are you? What he needs to do and what you'd be aware of is he just needs to, when it comes to other participants, he needs to be touching them. He doesn't need to be holding them, like carrying them with him, but he does need to be physically touching them in order to do and teleport and do his thing. So are you just immediately going to say like, Zuri, go? And what are you going to be doing?
Yeah. So we kind of prearranged this with Zuri, how many jumps they kind of have in them approximately.
Right. They say they've only done 3 or 4 in a row before.
Right.
With the brainwave, they should be able to do 5 or 6, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think we came up, it would be 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be to get down, up, down, up, down, up,
Down. So.
Yes. Right. So yeah. Sounds like this would be a good time for you to take the brainwave then, since we definitely are going to need at least 6.
All right. So Zuri says,
or 5, I guess.
Watch the door. I'll start going.
Yeah. And I'll try and I'll I'll watch the door and maybe like grab hold of, is there like a freestanding table or anything around? Okay. And
are you going to just sort of like use your telekinesis to block use that to block the door?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So you're blocking the door, you're watching and making sure no one comes in, and Zuri takes out this syringe and applies it to themselves, and they press the plunger, and you notice just behind their eyes there's just this flash of this metadimensional energy, and they say, all right, here I go. They touch Kainan first, and you just hear a vroom, and they're gone. And meanwhile, Nona out in the car just
sitting there
twiddling her thumbs. There's just a vroom, and suddenly there are 2 people in the car.
Great.
And Zuri says,
I immediately rush over, grab the non-Zuri person, and go escort them to the car.
oh, they went right into the car.
Oh, literally in the car?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, my bad.
And they say, 1 down. And they continue doing this with Freya and then Isis. You don't see anything coming out the door. You don't notice like the guy that's sitting at the desk is just, it's hanging out, doing whatever they do. No one else seems to be looking or trying to pay attention to what's going on. in here. Zuri comes back for Freya, and they seem pretty good. And then they come back for Isis. And they seem, they're in the middle of a run. They seem tired, but they've got this.
Okay.
And they come back for you, and they say, "All right, one more jump. You got this?"
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, let's go.
And they touch you. In the moment, you can see that they're really focusing and just flexing and really trying to exercise whatever sort of effort that they have left. And you are at one point sitting behind these double doors with this table in front of you, and the next you just hear a vroom, and you are in with Nona with all of your friends. And you look over at Zuri, and you can see they are drained, and their features of almost sunken into themselves, and they're sweating profusely, and you just see these flashes behind their eyes, like continuously happening over and over again. Can you quickly make an intelligence note check? Also knowing you can do this as well.
Sure. I'm great at intelligence.
5.
7.
Nona, you are semi-familiar with psychics, and apparently more.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, Zuri, what's going on? Are you stay with us?
They say, no, I'm all right. All right. And Nona, you recognize this as symptoms of torching. When a psychic goes above their committed effort in order to, they can effectively push themselves past that wall, but open themselves up to permanent damage in the long run. And you can see that they are being affected quite heavily right now by the after effects of torching. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
God damn it. Cool. All right.
Nice. You guys got
We
it?
did it.
We
I
extracted.
can slowly and legally drive away, you guys. I was not expecting this.
That's true. We were so stealthy.
It was pretty solid.
Just a really solid family.